A study reveals that we check our phones on average 96 times a day, which means almost every 10 minutes. This is just average number. Young people spend way more time on their phones than this number. And once on internet, it's difficult for them to stop scrolling and put down the phone anytime soon. We work, study while talking to someone, thinking about something, checking our social media, and doing more than one thing at a time. Needless to say that the productivity in such scenarios is not great. We seriously limit our potential of doing extraordinary work because of this multitasking. Truth is, we either miss our deadlines or produce a mediocre quality of work, which is no different from hundreds of other people. It's just average. This act of doing multiple things in average way is what author calls shallow work. Not that this kind of work is bad or is not required, but in spending majority of time in doing shallow work, we fail to realize how much of our capacity to produce high quality work is compromised. Famous entrepreneur Bill Gates, Harry Potter fame author J.K. Rowling, world famous professor Adam Grant, who has written multiple best-selling books, are some examples of people who have accomplished great deal with deep work. Today I'm sharing the ideas from the book Deep Work. As per this book, deep work is the best kind of work you can do while at peak efficiency. Cal Newport, who is the author of the book, is himself a famous professor who has written multiple best-selling books on productivity and performance. Why deep work is important? We live in a time when artificial intelligence applications like chatbots, complex software, and robots have already taken over work that depends on repetitive and routine tasks. Not only this is now going deep, where complex works like writing an article, composing music, data analysis and insights is being done by sophisticated software. Whatever can be taught to a person by following some steps, a machine can also learn the same and then do it without getting tired and better than a human. In this era of automation, our skills are getting outdated faster than we may suspect. We can't just rely on things we learned in college or on our first job anymore. We need an ability to unlearn and learn new skills quickly, and we will have to do this across our lifetime to be able to cope. Coming up with creative ideas, building useful code, or creating a product which solves a real problem is something that makes you valuable, but that is only possible with deep work. This ability is really the superpower of 21st century. If you're not doing deep work, there is simply too much competition for you in the world to replace you and make you irrelevant. So your future depends on it. To develop this capacity to do deep work, you need to know the law of productivity, which is high quality work produced is directly proportional to time spent and the intensity of focus. In several studies, it is found that best students understand the role intensity plays in productivity. They go out of their way to maximize their concentration, drastically reducing the time spent to prepare for tests without impacting the quality of their results. What are the other alternates? Spend extra time, but we don't have more time than others. So developing high concentration is your best bet to produce spectacular results. If you're not comfortable going deep for extended periods of time, it's difficult to get your performance to the peak levels of quality and quantity. Well, there are extreme ways to doing deep work, but the best way for modern worker is follow a routine, making space for it while doing all the other necessary work. 2 steps to follow here. Step 1, decide a time, place and duration. When you want to do some deep work, and then make yourself available at the precise time, place every single day. Benefit of this approach is that this integrates well with the rest of your life, where you will have to do some other shallow work also. Without this structure, and leaving it to chance will not help at all. As per studies, it's not possible to sustain highest level of concentration for more than 4 hours. So you will have plenty of time to do all other social or pleasurable activities in your life. Step 2. Plan ahead and prepare your atmosphere to reinforce your commitment to do deep work. You might want to keep a clear desk and expectation in advance of what you will cover in this period, keeping the distractions minimum. And finally, one obstacle that you will face and have to be careful about is your tendency to be bored. What do we do when we have to wait in line for a few minutes, or we want to take a break from some activity? The answer is almost always that we pick the phone and start scrolling our social media channels or reading emails. This is the crime if you want to develop your ability to concentrate for long times. By always giving in to this tendency to look at phone destroys your capacity to focus. It's not that you don't need to check your social media, mails, or news, but unfortunately, how we work these days is like we take break from these things to work, then the other way around. Taking a break from work to check these things and not break from checking your phone to do work. Decide on a fixed time where you will check your social media, mails, or reading news. Have sufficient time for it. But if you're feeling bored anytime other than this pre-planned time slot and want to open your phone for some change, resist that temptation. You will build your concentration muscle by doing this. This will have to be done in steps, as it might be impossible if you are addicted to this behavior. So have a goal of waiting for an extra minute before you pick your phone next time, and then gradually reduce the frequency. You must come to a stage where you are feeling bored, but then be with that feeling without distracting yourself if it is still not the time to check the social media things. Making time and being okay with being bored will be the two major steps towards building a capacity to deep work, and it will show immediate results in your productivity and work. Try this and see the change yourself.